Hi everybody, it's Thailand. I am introducing my spin-off little series. I'm going to be talking about a little bit of things as far as astrology, just a little bit more deeper into my personal life, not getting in too much into me and my partner, my sisters, you know. But in today's topic, I know I look a little bit more sexy and, let me fix this right here. You can see the table now. It's actually. So today I just kind of want to talk about I'm going to be completely honest right now, no matter what, no matter how awkward it gets, no matter how much I fidget, because sometimes I can do that. I'm going to warn you. I was watching, I know this is very controversial right now, everybody's kind of pretty much talking about it, but I'm not really the type of person when something really happens that I'm kind of just jump on the bandwagon and let me just talk about it too, but I'm really, I don't want to say against that, but I'm really, I walk to the beat of my own drum, basically. But this is the Tati and James Brooke Westbrook situation, and I'm going to go ahead and drag astrology in it. I'm going to include it all because it all makes sense. It all has a purpose in life. That is why it's there. It is there for us to acknowledge. It's there for us to understand. It's there for us to do better off of. If you guys haven't already know, let me just go ahead and introduce myself. I am a 27-year-old transgender female. I identify as female, she, her. I have no surgeries done at all. I don't have my breasts done, my hips are not done, my face isn't done, nada. The only thing that is enhanced on me are the hormones that are literally driving through my bloodstream right now. And speaking of which, I should be taking my spironolactone, but neither here nor there. So I am a Capricorn. I am a Capricorn sun. I have my moon in Libra. I have my rising in Aquarius, and I have my Venus in Scorpio. So just a little bit about that. Capricorn suns are there's two types of different Capricorns. There are the ones like myself, which are the ambitious, the driven, the very friendly, the very outgoing, popular, and that's just me being just who I was, growing up in high school, who I am now. And then you have the other Capricorns, the very dark Capricorns, the sad, the gloomy ones, the ones who don't have a lot of investment in their wardrobe and stuff like that. So I'll just go ahead and get into it. So there is a big controversy, and I think this is extremely foul. Basically, Tati was a mother to James Charles, and that's for being, who's texting me? For being a huge makeup influencer in today's society. I think it was extremely of a low blow of James Charles to kind of just basically slap her in the face, basically just make her seem like all her contributions to his business, to his work, his ethic, not even just going into business, but, and I can understand this on a different level, but I'll explain that in a little bit. I think it was just extremely childish. It was just extremely foul of somebody to kind of just take somebody who literally has been there for you. It is very hard in nowadays of age to find somebody who is genuinely, authentically there for you. I feel like there's a lot of people out there who kind of just want to gain, some type of, they want to gain something from you, whether it be lying to your face and saying this and this and that, to make their situation long and short, because I think this video is going to be more so about just my um, just my, how do I say this? How it ties to my life, basically. Geminis are pretty much on my fucking shit list. Like, to list. And the reason being is just because I, as an earth sign, I don't respect the qualities that Geminis choose to exude. And I think a lot of people don't have a choice to exude some things, but I think that when you choose to throw people under the bus and choose to convey a lie and convey a story that is absolutely destructive to somebody's entire life, I think that is by choice. That is not by reaction. Like me getting punched in the face and me, wait, hold up, cussing, or somebody calling me a tranny or calling me a man, and me going off on somebody, you know, it could be held in, but at the same time, that's a different situation in the sense of, you know, I'm a woman of feeling and emotions, and when you puncture, you know, a hole in a part of me that's, you know, not visible to you, you know, it kind of just makes me want to react. Sometimes that's not the best thing to do, and she's absolutely right. But, you know, being myself and me knowing myself, I have always gave into reacting to situations where it has hurt me, because that's for me, that's raw and that's real, and I can't help that. But in James and Tati's situation, I think it was extremely it's just extremely unforgivable for somebody to do something so fucking horrific and something so just low. Like, that's just a really low person. Like, you know, and I really never cared too much about James. You know, I felt like I was more towards, you know, Nikita, because I identified as trans females as well as her. You know, even, you know, she's a controversy that I'm gonna bite my tongue on, but that's because that has nothing to do with anything of this video. But him being a Gemini has a lot to do with the situation, and the simple fact that there are two different Geminis. There are the Geminis that I deal with, and there are the Geminis who I actually rarely get to meet. The Geminis that I rarely get to meet are the Geminis who are actually very genuine and sweet. They're very quiet, they talk to themselves, they don't really express themselves, but they're really, really smart. They're really, really intelligent. Unfortunately, they hold a lot back. But the opposite side of them is the Geminis who are the devil. And that's what I was in a relationship with. So 4 years ago, I started my transition. I was in high school. I had just got out of high school, and I was going through a really, really crappy phase in my life. And my Virgo best friend, she was there for me. I broke down. I couldn't understand why I felt like I was a woman, you know, and I can see other couples out there. Love. I feel like I was a woman, and there's all these straight couples out there, and I just didn't understand why I couldn't be that woman, you know, why I couldn't be that girl who was next to my man and was just straight, you know. But I think I was just digging a little too above the surface, you know. I didn't understand that I didn't understand that men looked at me just in a physical way, you know. So me being still feminine and fishy, you know, wasn't enough for them. They wanted the whole effect. They wanted me to be a full-time, well, I don't know what they wanted, but you know what I'm saying. So I was working at Starbucks at this time, and I just finished working at Starbucks. And I thought about it for a second, and I was like, you know, I think, because I had some of my girlfriends, you know, shout out to Dari and Aoki. You guys are amazing women that I wish I had more time to spend with, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case. But they did leave me something on this earth that I am thankful for. So nowadays, you would think it would get easier as my transition started becoming more physically obvious, but that's not what happened. So I was raised separately from two different parents. My mom is Latina and black. My dad is full black. So I'm about 75% black and 25% Mexican. But so fast forward, I decided to transition. I said, fuck it, you know, like, I'm just gonna do it. Before I started my transition, I had met somebody in a transitional living program. So at that time, I had met somebody in a transition living program. I was homeless. I necessarily wasn't in a bad space of my life. I'll be honest, I'm not gonna make it seem like I'm a sob story, but that was my case. It was just one morning, you know. I was absolutely not done up like I am. I had my hair all crazy and out. I hadn't started hormones. And when I saw him, it was just something in him. Like, I've seen a lot of different men. You know, from fuckboys to guys that I find the most attractive, which are guys that are like, you know, not school nerds, but like, you know, the cute, the kind of the not, what is his name from Twilight? Not Jacob, but the other one. What's his name? Do you know his name? Oh, I can't. Not Jacob, but I don't know. But I'll leave it up there. I'll leave it in the description right here when I figure out what the hell it is. But he, I think it was Jacob. But so it was none of those guys. It was somebody that was totally different from my normal type of guy. But when I saw him, I was just like, that's my husband. Like, that was my first thought, was like, that is my husband, you know? And it was cute. I kind of like told my friends about it. They kind of like, you know, gossiped here and there. It was like, oh, you know, Milani, she thinks she's cute. And he was kind of just like, who's Milani and this and that. Now, I think nowadays, he probably knew who I was before I knew him. Because he's hinted at it and he said it before. But how it ended up is I saw him. He said nothing to me, but it was me who actually like had that first moment of expression. Like, he's cute and he's transgender. So that is the big gig. He is a trans man. And he was not transitioned at the time at all either. He didn't have no hormones. He didn't have any surgeries done. He had no testosterone in his system. He was just as he was. And I saw him I just thought he was cisgender. And when he saw me, he thought the same thing. He thought I was just a cisgender woman. So fast forward, we started talking. We started hanging out with each other, you know, being really cute. You know, like I said in the last video, we started, you know, just getting to know each other. And when we actually got together, when we actually became a thing and an item, we ran into some issues. At first, everybody kind of saw us as like, oh, like, damn, like, that's who I want to be like, you know, they are that transgender couple. Like, they are those bitches who are just it, you know, like, they don't give a fuck about nothing. Like, they're so cute together. And, you know, for me, that was empowering, you know, like, that was everything to me. Like, I'm like, wow, like, I've never been in a relationship as big as this one. And the fact that everybody's kind of just like, damn, like, you guys are goals as fuck. Like, and I was just like, bitch, I don't know. Fast forward, we had some issues with a woman who was there since the time that we actually were really happy with each other. And this girl, I'm not gonna name her name just because I don't want to start anything. I don't want to put anybody out there. But I will be honest with myself. You know, I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be honest with everybody in the world, because Who cares at this point, right? So this woman is transgender as well. And I'm gonna be honest, like, I didn't, like, she just doesn't hold a candle up to me. Like, I think that how I feel about myself is I feel like I'm wifey. I feel like I just have a lot of qualities that just would make a man absolutely satisfied. One day we went on a think girl think a vacation because our house, how do I explain her? The housing case manager, or the person in charge of the housing, was like, listen, like, there's so much like crazy shit happening right now, and you guys are literally being attacked under fire. Take a vacation to wherever you want. We're gonna give you some money. Take the weekend and just do whatever you want. I thought that was so awesome of her to do that. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, we started planning right away. Like, let's go somewhere. Let's take a vacation and let's just fuck wherever the fuck we want. We were the type of couple we would fuck everywhere in the house. We'd fuck in the kitchen. We'd fuck in the vanity room. We'd fuck in the laundry room. We'd fuck in my room. We'd fuck in his room. We'd fuck in the couch, in the living room.
Damn,
everywhere.
bitch.
Because okay, so here's where I insert the important details. So I am a Venus in Scorpio, aside from a Capricorn sun. Okay. But he was a Gemini sun too, just like James Charles. Now, like I mentioned before, I got the bad side of the Gemini. Like, the really, like, not the bad side, but he is just a bad person. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. I'm not gonna sit there and illustrate, like, but I'm gonna be honest, here. So, he has a Venus in Cancer, though. That's something that I later realized. I didn't really dig into that too soon, but two Venus water signs can be extremely tricky. Some people think like, oh, that would be perfect harmony and this and that. Like, well, the astrology side of YouTube would agree that, hey, listen, like, two Venus and water signs would probably go, ballistic together. But ballistic can be defined in many different terms. It can be on the negative side or it can be on the positive side. And it definitely was both, but at this time, our sexuality was heightened. This is where he was beating the pussy up. And when I mean beating the pussy up, I mean I've never had a dude ever go that far with me again. And I don't want to sound like he kind of validated me, but he kind of did validate me. He made me feel like, wow, like, he makes me feel like such a female, like, not even just a woman, but he made me feel like a female, and it felt so natural, it felt so real, it felt so raw, and it was everything. I was like, this is my husband. We had great chemistry at first. Like, he was just there for me. So we ended up choosing San Francisco. I live in Los Angeles right now, and we were living in Los Angeles too at the time. So we decided to go to San Francisco. We were allowed $1,500 to spend on whatever we want, whether that be on hotels or whatever we want. So we ended up getting an Airbnb. Actually, no, we got a hotel. So we got a hotel on the end of San Francisco, and we had a ball. Let me tell you, we had a blast. Like, we didn't do much. We spent our money kind of quickly, because we bought like weed, and we bought like, obviously, like, I went out and bought outfits for Frisco. Bitch, I was like, I'm here for it. I went to Melrose Avenue and was like, bitch, I need to get a cute ass outfit, and I need this, So we did that. So we get to Frisco, everything's great. I had the best sex of my life that I will never, ever, ever, ever forget. Out of all the times that we've had sex, that was the absolute best time that I've ever had sex. So right when we're about to leave, I get a call. Or I get a message. I think I got a message. Messenger. And my friend was like, yo, like, it's going down right now. Like, everybody in the house is talking about, how you guys stole money from, yada, yada, yada. that's how you guys got to go on your trip. So I'm like, okay. So I call my friend, XYZ, and I was like, so what's tea? Like, what's happening? And she's like, yeah, like she did this and this and that, and she's talking about this and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, first of all, that's not true. Second of all, why the fuck would you wait till we are on? I'm like, so why, number two, why would you wait till we are on vacation to say something, but you couldn't say it in person? So, bitch, I was gooped. I was like, okay, like, now I'm pissed off because, like, people are now talking. I don't like people who talk behind my back, period. Like, if you got something to say it to my face. And I have always been known to be that bitch. So I'm pissed off. I'm like, okay, like he's pissed off. He's like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? Like, obviously we didn't steal the money from nobody. That's what I think. I think now I'm starting to puzzle things together because I don't think anybody would just upwardly say that. Like, how do you know that we even have the money to go to these places and stuff like that? So now I'm seeing maybe it wasn't the people who actually I should have blamed. It was him. So, but this is how I'm feeling in the moment as we're in things. So I'm just like pissed. I'm like, we're both like, what? Like, we're psyched out. I'm more pissed than he is, obviously. So we go back to California and I basically confront the bitch. She has nothing to say. And the guy that people are saying that I stole money from, threatened to fight me. He was a gay boy and was just like, let's go outside, let's scrap, like I'm about to beat your ass, like, and I'm just like, okay, like, you want to fight me? Why? Because you automatically assume that I stole your money? Like, if that was my ex-boyfriend, then you should talk to him because I had nothing to do with the situation. Somebody handed me an amount of money and I'm here. So he ended up getting into it with the guy and he ended up fighting the guy. So we got kicked out. But mind you, I wasn't supposed by terms and I don't know if it's a legal thing, but I wasn't supposed to be kicked out. I didn't fight nobody. I didn't get into a verbal argument to involve. I've gone to a verbal altercation with somebody before, and it's not really to the point where I'd seriously get kicked out for that. So they kicked me out, and I'm like, okay, like you couldn't even give me a choice whether I wanted to go or not, like. But the thing is, I was gonna go anyway, because my thing was like, you're my boyfriend, I'm your ride or die bitch. I know that's a little like, but I'm your ride or die bitch. Like, and I'm gonna go with you. You're my man. You got kicked out. I'm not gonna sit here in this nice ass homeless place while you're out on the street sleeping on concrete. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be by your side. That's my mentality, and that's exactly what the fuck I did because. Well, number one, I had no choice. So we ended up becoming homeless for a while. We moved to my hometown and things just go south, like completely south. Like you would think like, okay, now we have a sense of peace. We have a sense of, we can get our shit together. Let me tell you, I'm talking about arguments. I'm talking about physical fights. I'm talking about misgendering me to the core. Like, and it was done in such a very fucked up way. Like, it would be like we'd get into, I remember this one time we were coming back from Target and we got on the bus and, I met this bus driver. She was the homegirl, like, but so we got off the bus and we were arguing and he was just like I remember we were walking by Jack in the Box and he just like randomly said, like, well, that's why you got a dick between your pants. And I'm like, whoa, like, hold on, step back. What the fuck did you just say? Like, okay, first of all, we went from arguing about something so fucking trivial and silly to you just completely pulling whatever's in between my pants out in front of public to a stranger. That was foul, and that was hitting way below the fucking belt. So we get into I lose it, because after that we started getting to to more of a verbal argument. And it escalated, and he just got real. And you can see it, like in Venus and water signs. When we feel slighted, things get volatile, and anybody will tell you. I know there's this one YouTube guru who's an astrology guru who who said it best. She made us. She put a little bit of a blanket, a little bit of a fluffy blanket on Venus and Cancer. Like what she said about both of our signs was absolutely true. But she put up a little bit of a blanket on them, and she just took Venus and Scorpio and she just ripped us apart. She was just like, you guys are dark, you guys go way too deep for people. And it's true, we do go deep, but I don't think we go deep to the point where we just ruin people. Like, I just think there's deeper aspects of life. There's deeper aspects of a human personality that a lot of us hide because we're afraid. We're afraid to show vulnerability. We're afraid to show emotion. We're afraid to show that we actually give a fuck about somebody. We're afraid to show a lot of things that, you know, we want to seem tough. We want to seem like soldiers. We want to seem like, you know, I don't give a fuck about your feelings. But if it's Venus and Scorpio, we'll give a fuck about your feelings and we'll be hurt by it. And sometimes that leads us into a point where that's vulnerable for us. You know, people will be like, well, since you give a fuck about me, I'm gonna take that for granted. But at that time, that was not my mind frame. My mind frame was, let's go to fucking war. I was pissed. As soon as that argument arose, that was it. That was game on. From that point on, it was revenge season for me. So I did everything in my power. Not everything in my power, but it was nasty. Like, things got really hectic and heated. And thankfully, we left the situation. We ended up actually moving to a place in Whittier. That was a fucking nightmare. We moved into a place where there was about like six different bedrooms, and there was like 9 people living there. Like literally, like 9 people plus like a nana. Like nana means grandma in Spanish. So there was literally a nana living there, and she was the head of the household. She was like 60 something years old, 7 years old. So we had to follow her rules. So she's very old school, so I can already tell at the bat she was not fond of the fact that we were both transgender. So it was just like everything here to there, like, you know, you didn't clean off the stove all the way, or this and that, but mind you, I clean up after myself. If I'm going to cook on your stove, and I'm gonna do it. Especially if you point it out too. I'm like, okay, like say like one night we got really too high, we had the munchies off weed, and I just happened to pass out or forget to actually clean the stove all the fucking way. Big fucking whoop. Like, I will clean it as soon as you tell me. Like, people make a big deal out of nothing sometimes. Like, it's okay. So what happened, how we got out of the situation was things really took a fucking leap. And I was jogging one day, and this is where the story hits the high note. So I went for a jog one day. I was just listening to my music, you know, I had my favorite lip gloss on, I was feeling cute, and I left my boyfriend at home. So I was gone for maybe like 30 minutes. I come back, and there's like just a whole, like just everybody in the front yard. And I'm just like, okay, something is happening. Like, something is really wrong. So before I even I think I was just like, what's going on? And everybody literally was, and the lady stepped to me. She didn't give me no chance to breathe. She was just like, you need to get your shit and get your boyfriend's shit and get the fuck out of my mom's house. That's exactly how she came at me. So I was like, and me, I'm reactive. So I was like, bitch, who the fuck are you talking to? Like, first of all, what the fuck is happening? And second of all, why the fuck are you talking to me so crazy? What is going on? So she was like, well, your little boyfriend or your girlfriend or da-da-da-da, whatever the fuck they are, and just started disrespecting the fucking absolute fuck out of all of us. So I was like, okay, like, first of all, you need to tone the fuck down, because I am not that bitch. Like, I'm that bitch who will take the fuck off if you push me far enough, and I will not stop. And her boyfriend was like, shut up, faggot, like, I'll beat your ass. I'm like, so people are just attacking me left to right. Their children start attacking me, and I'm just like, wow, like, what is happening? Like, I just went for a fucking jog, and all of a sudden I come back, and everybody's just throwing grenades at me. So I'm like, first of all, where the fuck is my boyfriend at? Like, I lose it. I'm just like, fuck y'all, where the fuck is my man at? So I go into the backyard, go to find him. He's in a backyard screaming his fucking lungs out, and just running in circles. I'm just like, babe, what is going on? They pepper sprayed the absolute fuck out of his face. Like, I mean, I don't know what it was about him. I think it was just the fact that I just didn't want to let go of him, you know, and that was terrifying to me in a way that I didn't even quite see. You know, like, I was just, in my mind, I was battling. Like, in my heart, I was battling. But I just didn't do anything about it because I was just like, you know, if I wanted another nigga, if I wanted to go out there and do something else, then I would have done it, you know? And I did do it, I'll be honest with you. Like, eventually, like, I got tired of being called, you know, a man and being called things that I weren't and being put down for things that I didn't feel like I deserved. I eventually started sleeping with other men and to prove a fucking point. And he didn't get it. I got it. I knew exactly what the fuck I was doing. I was trying to prove my point really hard and really strong. And there was a time where I got him really good. Yeah, he caught me with a big ass dick on my mouth. And, you know, at that time, I just didn't give a fuck. I'm like, you know, he had lied to me about meeting up with some other girl prior to me hooking up with this guy. So it wasn't like I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna go, you know, go out there and just find a dude and just suck his dick and just whatever. It was more like him, like, before this happened, he was like, you know, like, oh, well, I'm gonna meet up with somebody, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna do something, and da-da-da. I was like, okay, well, bitch, I'm gonna do the exact same, but you know what, I'm gonna do it way better. So I hooked up with somebody. It actually turned out to be, he lied about meeting up with a girl. He came back to the house early and walked in on me and him. But here is where it gets weird. The guy that I wanted to hook up with, or the guy that I talked to, I didn't actually want to hook up with him. Like, I talked to him, I was like, when he was at my house, we were talking, and I'm just like, you know, let's just hang out, let's watch a movie, let's chill, like, not so Netflix and chill, because, you know, that actually intense that I want to have sex with him, but he just kind of pushed it. He was a Scorpio. He just, you know, was just like, let's just fuck, like, blah. And he was kind of forceful with it. I haven't had really good experiences sexually with Scorpios, because they get forceful to me. Like, they get forceful. They're very, it's my way. Like, we need to do it. Versus like me having sex with an Aquarius. It was the best 2 times of my life. The second one. The first one was the ex that I eventually hooked up with when I was like just plastered. I was drunk as hell, and his dick made me feel like I was in heaven. But the second one, he was a hookup too, but he actually took his time with me. Like, this is before I transitioned. This is actually right before I transitioned, and I told him. He was actually the first guy that I told, like, I'm transitioning, like, this is who I am. And he, you know, he was cool with it, like, okay, whatever. I think maybe I told him after. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But he just treated my body like I was a goddess. You know, I wasn't a boy to him when we had sex. You know, I'm talking about sucking titties, like, being soft with me, kissing me from head to toe, like, almost making love to me. So it was amazing. Versus, you know, my experience with Scorpio was kind of just like, here's my dick, put it in your mouth, and this is what we're gonna do. I was just like, you're sexy, and I'm really pissed at my boyfriend, and I'm gonna put his dick in my mouth. Cool. He walked in, he got mad, he started crying in the bathroom floor. Not my fucking fault. You should watch your fucking mouth, you know, and yada yada yada. So it basically ended up to being just a really horrible, just the trust issue it just vanished. And forward with that, just needs to really prove himself. You know, like, I think he let this fame and he let the YouTube world get to him, and you know, I haven't been a part of the glam world yet. I mean, I'm this and that, but I'm not there. You know, I'm not James Charles yet. I'm not Nikita Dragon yet. Hence, yet. I'm gonna get there. But, so I can't really, like, you know, tail on that and be like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just know it from a standpoint of, you know, I'm watching you guys, and this is how I feel about you guys. I think it was really, really just terrible to just take her kindness for weakness like that. And that's what my ex did to me. You know, I think Geminis really need to get it to fuck together. You need to stop. Donald Trump's a fucking Gemini, for Christ's sakes. You guys need to get it the fuck together. You know, it's really not funny. It's not a game. You know, these are humans' lives. We all have different signs. We all have different energies in us. This shit is not a game. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be out here playing with people like that. You run over people in karma, especially a Capricorn, baby. I don't want to get started, because if that was me and James Charles, bitch, he would be on the floor. Hot. I would be livid. I would be sad. I would be broken. Like, what do I do? Like, you know? So I understand where she's coming from a sense. Like, you know, being that wife that was there through everything. I've been with this man since he had nothing. He had nothing to his name, supposedly. You know, he had nothing to his name. He was broke. You know, he didn't have a title to him. You know, he didn't have a home. You know, I accepted him and I was there for him since he was down, since he was on the ground. And went back up with him when he was up. You know, when he got that lift ride, I was right there with him. When he went back down to the ground, you know, homeless, back down to the ground, where was I? Right there with him. And when he got his new car, where was I? Right there with him. So now I understand where Tati's coming from, and thankfully she's released this video as not even just helped a lot of people, you know, realize the truth about James Charles, but also help me realize about my ex, because I didn't really think about doing this video until I saw her video, you know, because I just think that maybe I was tripping, or maybe I was doing something, because like I said, Venus and Scorpio, we can just go off of feelings. We can just go off of reactions. We don't think sometimes. When you hurt us, we don't use intelligence. We don't use the best asset of the situation to be smart about it. We just go based off of animal primal instincts. You wanna hurt me and you wanna do this and this and that? Baby, I'm gonna come back and claw you harder. You better be lucky. You better be lucky it's a man too. A Venus and Scorpio man, like Drake or Zayn Malik or something. The men are a little bit more better at it, because the men will take their time to sting you and revenge you. Us women, we do it in cycles. We do it. We'll sting you, and then we'll bring you back. We'll sting you, and then we'll bring you back. And we'll sting you, and then we'll bring you back. So be careful. That's what I'm saying. This is not a game. Human life is serious. That's all I'm saying. Just be thankful that this woman has even helped you gain as much money as you gain. Be thankful that this woman has allowed you in her house, around her kids, around her husband, her family. Be thankful, because without her, you would be nothing. You would be probably still getting paid about $200, $300 per fucking video. You need to know that. And you better be lucky it wasn't me, because bitch, it would be a whole lot different. That's all I gotta say. But I hope you guys gained something from this video and just didn't take me as a bitch I'm just trying to keep it real. I'm trying to give you my personal experience of how this life really works and from different perspectives. So I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. But also tune in to me and my sister's channel. That is our main channel. It is it's Thaisland Mascara, excuse me. And I will link below in the description where you can find the main page. And I will see you guys later.